ahead and use the raise hand function, and we will get to as many as we can. Thank you for joining us today, Connor. We will get started with questions. Let's go first to Michael Wilson.
Yeah, Connor, Tony said that there were moments that seemed like you guys lacked conviction or just didn't have that edge you usually have. Why do you think that is, and how did that kind of show itself today?
I couldn't tell you what led to it. I agree with him. I think there were times where we needed to have conviction and we didn't, and he also made some big pitches and some big moments. So, I mean, credit to that guy. And but I couldn't tell you why or specific moments when. The game kind of went by pretty quick, but there were a couple times with runners in scoring position. I'm sure you could say, put the ball in play right here, and he made pitches when he needed to, and I think that's a big reason why we didn't do it.
We'll go next to Ben. Ben, go ahead.
Yeah, Connor, two things for you. Just what was Abbot doing so well on the mound to prevent you all from taking advantage of some of those early inning opportunities, and then what did you see from Chad and Hundley there in the seventh, I believe it was, or maybe the sixth, that led to that big inning?
I think Abbott's fastball was playing up in the zone. It was on the scouting report. It's, a fastball with a high spin rate, and it plays well up in the zone, and we kind of just fed into what he was trying to do and never made an adjustment. So I think that's what he kind of went back to when he needed to get a strikeout or with two strikes, and we just never adjusted to it. And when it comes to Chad, I think he battled out there like he usually does. I mean, dude's a winner. It doesn't matter if he has his best stuff or if he doesn't. He goes out there and he competes and he gives you everything he has. And he hung one curveball that just happened to fly out of the yard. And as for Hundley, I think that's who Hundley is. He just fills it up, and I don't think they ever really hit many balls hard. They probably hit a couple, but for the most part, he was just filling it up and doing what he does and just trying to compete.
We'll go next to Ryan. Ryan, go ahead.
Feels like when y'all have given up big innings this year, it's a lot of been due to the home run. In that seventh inning, when it was single after single, do you feel like that maybe led to a little bit more demoralization for the team or kind of losing the juice?
No, I mean, whether it's a home run or a single or runs a run, I think it hurt more when they got cap singles or something like that. It just seemed like everything was going against us. But I think we were doing everything we could to keep our spirits up, because our offense can flip this game in one inning. I wouldn't put it past us to put 6 runs up in an inning. We've done it multiple times this year, and I don't think we were ever out of this game at any point until the game was over. So, I wouldn't say demoralized is the right word, but yeah, it hurt a little bit seeing that.
Let's go to Wes next. Go ahead.
Yeah, Connor, the way that y'all bounced back in Hoover, obviously that was maybe a different kind of loss because it went the way it did and you thought you'd won it, but y'all seemed to come back with a lot of steam the few days after that. Does that give you confidence that this team can do this again? I know the stage is different, but it was a big deal then too.
Yeah, I agree the stage is different, but I don't think this is any different than the SEC tournament in terms of competition or in terms of, just the park. It all looks the same. It's a little bit bigger. There's a little more seats. But, yeah, I think this team's built for this. We're not going to win every game, and we don't expect to win every game. But, when we do lose a game, we come back and want to win the next one a little bit more, and I think that's exactly what we're going to do on Tuesday.
Do you think with it potentially being, if you lose the game in Hoover, you're still going to the postseason, right? You still got more games to play. Will it be any different, the potential that the next loss could end the season?
Probably. I don't think we should approach it any different. I just think we need to be ourselves, especially with our backs against the wall. I don't think anybody's going to go in there and say, this could be our last game of the season. I think we're going to go in there and say we just want to win, just like we've gone into every game this year, especially bouncing back from a loss. We're just going to go in there and try to play our game, and whatever the scoreboard says, but we're going to control what we can control, attitude, effort, and doing everything we can with conviction.
All right, we'll go to one final question from Ben. Ben, please go ahead.
Yeah, Connor, what was just Coach Vitello's message out there in left field after the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think the opening question kind of summed it up. There were times where we just didn't have enough conviction in what we were doing, and every single team that's in Omaha right now has a chance to win it, and you can't do that to high-level teams like the teams we're going to play, and I think that's just kind of a big reason why we lost is just we didn't do a lot with conviction. But that's kind of what he was saying to us. It was just, we got to have conviction of what we're doing because we got a really good club. We have one of the best offenses in the country, one of the best defenses in the country, and we have people who are going to throw strikes when they get on the mound. So there's no reason for us not to go out there with confidence and conviction, and I think that's what we're going to do on Tuesday.
If I could follow up real quick, just what does that conviction look like?
I have an example just for myself. I check swung on a 3-1 heater in my first AB. Not sure why. It was just one of those things. I think that's just kind of what he's talking about is not buying into what you're trying to do, or like Coach V says, is not just putting your soul on the line for it. We were trying to do a little bit too much, and that's what happens. But I think on Tuesday it's going to be a different story. Everybody's going to go out there and give everything they have for the University of Tennessee, and I think the outcome's going to be a little bit different.
Connor, thanks so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
That'll do it for today's press conference. You can find a recording of this press conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at www.ncaa.veritone.com. You can also find a transcript of this press conference at ncaa.com/transcripts. Thank you all for joining us.